This week, an update on the Cypher projects and what's going on there. I talked to Danny De Hek the week before, and he asked me some questions about Richard Heart, and I found some information on the internet about some of the answers, I hope. And internet money, I'm looking at the charts and to see where it is at the moment, and I still believe it is value for money at the price it is, and explain why. Have a quick look at the charts in terms of the pulse chain ecosystem. And Fast Abdul had a conversation with KG about the project he's involved with, which is the Two Fucks project, which provides liquidity on the pulse chain. It's interesting to listen to that. So thank you. Let's get on. On the Cypher project, it's been a week of grind really, just getting the tests running, get stuff nicely sorted out, and sorting some gremlins out to be in a position where I'm reasonably happy with things. I'm not quite there yet because I'm not 100% sure that the alphabets have been created entirely randomly or with a random look about it. There's certain patterns which I don't like. Well, can I do a bit more work on that? Going into the screens, I'm starting to put some screens together for the to actually explain what I'm trying to do here. There's all sorts of things. If I kind of highlight this particular one, which really is just saying that kind of to draw the drawbridge up and protect your assets. With this, you want in a 20 character passphrase. That's spelling that correctly. And then we'd have the team names, the year, the month, and you need to remember this, put them into the project. I'll just continue with that going forward. So I had a conversation with Danny De Hek a while back, and we had a conversation about Richard Heart, and I felt there was a few questions raised. So from what I can remember from it, I'll just I've done a bit of research and gone through and found some clips. I'd just like to go through with them a little bit. One of the things that was asked about was had Richard Hart actually claimed that he was Satoshi Nakayomi? Sorry about that. But this guy here, Craig Wright, he was the one that did actually. This guy here, Craig Wright, he was the one who actually did claim to be Satoshi. And here's a video of Richard Hart actually going and confronting Craig.
Many of you will remember this particular clip of Richard Hart at conference calling out Craig Wright for saying he was Satoshi Nakamoto.
Please. I don't.
I don't ever want to be in the public again. You know, you've bothered my family, you've bothered me, you've bothered the people I work with. This will be the last time that you ever see me. Those words from your mouth.
That's actually, I said I didn't want to go on television then. Please no bullshit. One, that was an hour interview that was cut and changed, which you'll find out in court soon, which they altered and they asked different questions and gave different answers to.
So we'll do a new one. Are you Satoshi?
Yes.
Okay. So you wrote the Satoshi white paper?
Yes.
And you implemented the 1 megabyte block limit?
I put a temporary limit in there after being badgered by Mr. Finney.
Right. So when you had access to the code base and could update the GitHub, and when you had access to your account on Bitcoin Talk, and when you had access to your Satoshi@gmx.com email, when did you decide that you would stop using those and stop having influence over the project, and then Sidechannel appear as a broke guy later with no successful business interests, no Bitcoin tied to his address, no running from the government in Australia from the Australian tax office?
Sorry, I'm not actually running from Australia. I'm in Britain. You know those extradition laws in Britain to Australia? Sorry, morons who make things up. That's called libel and slander. That's why I've already got a number of people in court, because they're dumb. They have no idea that you can't basically be a public figure in Britain and run from the government.
Right. You're only a public figure because you cosplay as Satoshi, right?
Now the main...
Right, okay, so that was a video out there. And thank you very much to Money and Crypto for providing that bit of information. There's a guy here, Corey Costa, who interviewed this guy here who's Access Alive and does a chain analysis, and he introduced a site where you can go and actually have a look at what's happening in the big whales in the post environment.
What I got here, this is the fatty.io. This is a tool made by the PH crew. And I mean, this here is, if you click on Whale Watch, you can actually, it'll tell you a lot of the big players in the system. So like they got God Whale on here. They got these known dumpers as a one big category. They got the OA, D01, a notorious dumper, Rackham, and Overwatch. So you can go in here and you can actually see for yourself. I'm going to click into the God Whale one.
Yeah, go for it.
And while that loads, I'll show you. Here's the OA wallet, guys. So it's got $4 billion of cryptocurrency sitting in these wallets. And these are the some of the daughter addresses and some of the connected wallets. Now, a lot of that value is in the hexes, of course, but some of that value is in stable coins. And so one of the things that we've been seeing is stable coins have come across the bridge in the beginning of this recent pump.
Right, so that was what Access Alive had to say about having a look at the OA address. It's available and people can go and have a look. I found this conversation that Richard had a few years ago about the OA address. It's an interesting listen.
So this is the most important take-home point I want everyone to understand today. This is circulation, the number of coins that are actually moving. And here you can see it's around 15, 10 billion. And what's the hex circulating supply? About 500, whatever. So what this is showing you here, guys, is that Richard controls 90%. In one day, in one move, 500 billion coins move, then they go back, dormant, and that's those coins.
Alex, hold on.
And then from there, you can make false
You're arguing
metrics
against
look
yourself.
however you want.
You're arguing against yourself, bro. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I got your math right. Your math was everybody's locked up, no one can get out, but the chart shows the opposite, 90% is unlocked. And then you add some new data, you're like, hold on, Richard owns 90% of the coins. Well, if that were true, which I don't think it is, but if it were true, wouldn't that make it 10 times easier for everyone to get out? Because in fact, that fucking the origin address has never sold a coin. It's never sold a coin. So half the supply was in the origin address, and then it got sent to daughter addresses, and nobody knows what that transfers were. Maybe they were sales, maybe they're just transfers to other addresses. But then when you go look at those coins, they're just sitting there getting diluted while everyone else is staked and making interest and making 40% a year average interest. Those coins are just sitting there, not making interest. Well, God, isn't that nice for those other guys? I bet they sure do enjoy their outsized returns. And so like
that's how you have to design the system, so that 45% or whatever it is of coins keep going to this address. And I don't know whether you control it or not, but the more you can do that, the bigger you can make the market cap appear. And the very few people that are left to actually give it a price and that tiny piddly little volume each day make everything look so inflated. And then you start telling people, oh, we're number 3 on coin market cap.
Okay.
But the fact is, it's a 1/1000th metric that keeps getting more and more diluted to your address.
Hey,
and it just feeds on itself.
You know, it'd be awesome. You know, it'd be really cool. Let me. So I have so much to teach you, bro. I'm not sure you're gonna get it, but you guys that are listening, you're gonna get it. You know who makes money on market cap? You know who makes money on it? Nobody. It's a fake number. It's made up. You can't trade it. You can't put a bid on the market cap chart. You can't put an ask on the market cap chart. Your order can't get filled because you can't place fucking orders on it. It's in a totally made up bullshit metric that no one can make money on. Not even the exchanges, not even the market makers. Absolutely no one can make money on the market cap number. I don't actually understand why people give a fuck about it, to tell you the truth.
Right, the conversation goes on. Richard Hart is a controversial figure. He certainly puts himself up in the past for interviews. Well worth going and having a look if you are interested. So this one here is another one from a few years back where he has had an interview with this gentleman here. And it starts with him, this gentleman actually accuses Richard Hex of being a fraud. So let's have a listen.
Right? I mean, the way you have Hex set up is people have to lock their coins, right? And the supply gets lower and lower, right?
So do you understand that business is by definition the designing of systems to accrue values for shareholders?
Value, right.
Yes.
Now, what if, okay, so for example, if IBM had a stock split, we wouldn't be spooting out news articles that the price just, I mean, a reverse stock split. If somebody does a reverse stock split, it's not the price that went up because the supply went down. So the fact that all you guys do is push price, and the price is manipulated just to do that. And you know what? I've been watching markets for longer than you have, and I've seen the correlations of all the exchanges, and during massive risk off events in this space, right? All of a sudden Hex is not involved in any of the correlations to any of the other prices. So what's so special about Hex that it doesn't move? And what's so special is that the price is manipulated, and then you use the price to get more people in, so you could dump your Hex and turn it into Bitcoin. So it's a long-term fraud. That's my take.
Okay. Every single thing you just said is wrong.
Okay.
First, I'm a better trader than you. Okay. Second, I'm a better founder than you. Third, I know more about markets than you do. Fourth, I have seen you post on Twitter the stupidest shit I have ever seen anyone post, literally. And I'll give you an example.
Right, but that's not what we're debating, what I'm posting. We're debating.
I'm talking about your post in regards to Hex. It is totally relevant.
Well, I just made a statement regarding the price of Hex, so why don't you tell me?
You posted that you can't know the price of Hex because it trades on decentralized exchanges.
Right.
You posted that.
Yes.
Okay. So you see how a second ago you were just trying to shut me up, but then 10 seconds later you're like, oh, you're right. Yeah, that's relevant what you were saying.
Okay. Yeah.
So don't try and shut me up, dude. I know what a good debate looks like.
Okay.
So I'm going to teach you about fucking markets.
I don't need
you don't know shit.
I know more than you about markets.
No, you don't.
Yes, I
okay.
do.
So have you heard of Uniswap?
Yes, I have.
All right. Do you know how it works?
Do you know how it works?
Yes, I'm a fucking expert.
You're an expert at Uniswap. Do you know that Uniswap depends on arbitrage to some centralized exchange for price?
No, it doesn't.
It's in the white paper.
You're just dumb.
It's in the white paper.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Listen, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's very simple. Okay. I'm going to explain Uniswap to you because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Uniswap is a very simple example.
Yes,
I do. I'm the founder of a $50 billion cryptocurrency who's been retired for 20 years.
Uniswap has no price discovery.
Holy fuck. I know this is going to be hard for you to get educated, which is how you ended up in the apathetic, unintelligent place that you are now. But if you're quiet for long enough, I can make you smarter.
I don't need you to make me smarter. I think I'm smarter than you. So let's just
debate. I know you do.
And I know you think you're smarter than me.
You in Mensa? Are you in Mensa?
We haven't really got the time to go too much into that, but again, it's here. There was the conversation, and I'm not going to comment. It's there for you to go and look at. One of the things I was talking about when I was talking to Danny was, where does Richard Heart get his money from? And I said that he had a lot of Bitcoin from the past. Danny quite rightly says anybody can say that. All I'll do is just go here. Is that there's a claim that he's got Bitcoin here.
Big loser, right?
Tell me what it's like. Yeah, I've had Bitcoin for longer than you. I don't believe you buy $1 bullshit.
Do you have any Bitcoin? Well,
sadly, I do have some Bitcoin, and I don't want it. I hate it. So,
no, I'll take your Bitcoin.
You'll try. Come meet me in the market. See how much of a Bitcoin you get, Mr. Trader guy.
So where can I show?
My coin's up 1,700x before staking, 3,400x with staking.
All you have is price. Price doesn't matter.
No. I also have 100% uptime. I also have flawless function. I also have 300,000 BTC.
Where can I short
minted it for free in the contract?
Where can I short Hex on a centralized exchange?
Shitloads of them. There's shitloads. It's on HitBTC.
Which one?
It's on YoBit. It's on Bitmart. It's on fucking 30 different centralized exchanges, which I don't promote because I don't like centralized exchanges.
Right.
So go to HitBit or go to YoBit.
Because you can't manipulate them, right?
Yep. So there's a conversation. It's very adversarial, but in my experience, every time I've seen Richard Heart talk, he is adversarial. But that's just the way the guy is. To conclude this little section on Adam Stokes, I asked Adam a question about the possibility of him talking to Danny De Hek, and this is what he said.
Things could get messy. John says, my top 3 crypto goals: continue to develop solutions, help go after the scammers, understand more about the Pulse ecosystem, hopefully adding value. Well done, John. And you know what, John, I will reach out to your recommended anti-scam guy. I've looked into his work. He seems great, and I'm happy to have him on the channel because his cause is good. John.
So there, I hope Danny gets to talk to Adam. I think it'd be very interesting to find out what they both had to say. Okay, so to internet money. So by now, if you've been watching this in any kind of regular show, you'll know this this chart here. We got the dip in terms of it going up here, and we've started to see the price go up again in terms of the dividends earned. So to be clear, this is around about $100 that I bought some time ago, worth of time. And from that $100, the dividends have been paid over, what's coming up to about 2 months now. The price didn't really go up in terms of anything for this period in time. We've got roundabout here's when the wallet launched into version 1. It's been in beta testing for a year, and as we say in the internet money community, I mean I'm an admin there. The thing's been battle tested. So it's ready for going live. So it's gone live, and then we've had this uptick here. So the trend going for the month has turned into a trend that is steeper than what the trend was before. Basically, price of Pulse going up and people starting to use the wallet. A point I would like to make is if I go to Dex Screener here and look at the internet money price for PLS. That's at the time wallet's not PLS. It's on this PLS and Binance and the ETH the ETH platforms. Also, it's on Polygon, but the main action is with PLS. You see the chart here, and the chart very much kind of says what I was saying about being able to buy the coin at a lower price. Now the price has gone up substantially. It went up quite a lot and it's come down a bit. So the price is roughly around about 5 times what you would have had to have paid it. So that when we go back to this chart here, if you were to buy a new, you were actually buying at the value of $5. Sorry, $500, not the $100. But having said that, the return over the month, you see it going up $6 or so. So that would be 60, 66, $72 at the current market appreciation for that $500 in that year if it kind of continued along that line. So my mental math on that one would be that you be taking that down 7, that's 14. Yeah, so that's about 14% API, I think. I may be wrong, but that's a figure that came up my mental maths. So it's still a good return if you consider that against the bank account. So the price is doing reasonably well. If I go back and look at some other assets in the Pulse ecosystem, this is now starting this had got to a level that I'd set myself, and it's actually broken through that again, having dropped down. I'm watching this line here in terms of what I'm kind of interested in, and if it's to break back over this line. So where it is now, I'm quite happy about that, and I'll see what kind of where that kind of goes in terms of that Pulse. Again, that's quite pleasing. It's more or less hugging this line quite nicely. I've got this line in the sand here that at the current rate would be around about the middle of March. I don't know whether that's going to continue or not. I haven't got a clue at this point. But at this rate here, then I'll be looking towards buying myself a validator machine, running a validator on Pulse, and hopefully it continues to go up and that become quite a profitable endeavor for myself. Back over Hex. Hex is going up quite nicely in price again. It's not doing tremendous. I've got this line that I'll just continue to go. I'm happy with, but it's doing quite nicely in terms of price appreciation at this present moment in time. And that's kind of what I'll say there on the Hex side of things. I'm going to talk a little bit about Two Fucks, which is a fork of Aura Finance, which is on the Ethereum side. It's a way of providing liquidity, and it's for traders. I'm starting to understand this because I've taken a commitment to have a look at the code, what it's there, what it's attempting to do, and look at the project from a critical point of view. This guy here, Fast Abdul, is one of the founders, and another one's called Yellow Cake, which I had a conversation with. Just a little bits of what's the conversation you can get, JG and Fast Abdul.
Give a quick shout out to the people in chat. We're streaming in 3 places right now. So what's up? Diversify, Hex Deck, Fast Abdul, Internet Money, Rags to Riches. Good to see you, brother. Alsamac, DJin Dougie, Jonathan. I love IM over MetaMask. Me too. Thank you. So if anybody has any questions throughout the stream, please feel free to drop them and I'll plug them when it's convenient. But with that said, Fast Abdul, tell me about who you are and just let's start at a high level overview of what you've built, what you're building.
Okay. Well, I think as people on Telegram know me as Fast Abdul, I'm very active in the Pulse Chain ecosystem in all the Telegram rooms and now on Twitter and other places too. I think I could say that I'm well known in the ecosystem at this point. My partner Yellow Cake is a day one Hex OG, and he's well known in slightly different circles, but he's been around for a while and he's a smart guy. I have one little thing I want to show you, KG, a little preview, and we can't deep dive into it right now because we're going to have to backtrack. But I'm going to share my screen here. Okay.
I had you.
Can you see it?
I can, yes. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Okay. So this is the we give 2 fucks about time strategy. Okay. Now, so the graphics are a little choppy. I'll fix them up, but I was working on this until the second before I dialed in with you. So right now we don't have enough information to explain this properly, but we'll be able to do that, by the conclusion of our conversation today.
Okay.
So there you go. It was a good conversation. I've watched it twice now, because what I intend to do is to go and take a dive into the Aura Finance code, which is here on GitHub. This is what they've actually forked. It's running on the Ethereum side. They've taken a fork of this and they want to get on with it. So I'm going to take a reasonably deep dive into the code, see what I can get running on my local instance. And read, understand it, and then when they find themselves in the position where they're actually putting things onto test nets and the likes, I'll be back in and looking at it to make sure everything is in fact true and correct. Very much the way that we roll over here in the Pulse side of things. I'm on the Telegram room, and I had a chat with Yellow Cake about this, and can really just forewarn him that I was going to do this and have a look at it and take it on my own bat too, have a look at the code. And I thought, yeah, fine. So the first thing I find myself doing is reporting someone that's scamming some scam project that was on their Telegram room. So there you go. There's the way things sort of roll. But back to internet money. And as always, I'm going to give KG the final say. Goodbye for this week.
We appreciate every single person who has been on this journey with us. Every person who will join us on this journey, welcome. If you ever have any questions, join the Telegram community. All the resources you need are at internetmoney.io.
What is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is more than just money. Cryptocurrency is a lifestyle. a philosophy, an ecosystem, the means by which human beings to attain financial freedom, not just in the sense of multiplying their investment, but giving humans the ability to interact with money in any way that they see fit. And if that way doesn't already exist, that's the beauty of crypto, is you can create it. And that's what we've done here. Internet money is the future. Internet money is the future.